This video is about rearing up. When the horse rears up, when you ride him and when you lead him. Why does he do that? And is it a good thing or a bad thing? What are the reasons behind it? First of all, it's a natural move that horses do in their nature. When horses fight each other, when foals or fillies play with each other, or when mares fight each other, sometimes they do it. So it's a natural move that the horse does when he needs to do it. And he does it for different reasons. So why did he do it is more important than just doing it, like most other moves that horses do when you ride them or lead them. Usually horses rear for two reasons. There is no third reason. Of course, inside the two reasons, they can do it for a good, let's say, thing, or they do it for a good reason, and they could or should do it for a bad reason too. So it depends. But there are main reasons for rearing up, and those are two. The first one is a new horse, a green horse. You're breaking or starting a new horse, so of course when you lead him or when you ride him, if he cannot do what he wants, like bolting, bucking or whatever, he will try to rear up to make you lose your balance if you are riding him, or even when you are leading him. If he rears up, he believes that you are going to be afraid and let him go or let him loose, and he will do what he wants to do, or he will be able to do what he wants to do. So he does it to get rid of your control, or he does it to make you lose your balance. As a new horse, he has the right to try it. The second reason is a horse who tried it for a reason or another, and he connected between the move and what you did. All horses will do it with us when they need to do it. When they do it, they will connect between the reaction you did with the hands, with the legs, with the body, or even with the hands and the body language when you lead him, and the move itself. If your reaction was bad, it becomes a habit that the horse will always do when he needs to get rid of your control, to get rid of you. If your reaction in the body and in the hand was correct, he will become better with time and stop doing it, or at least will not use it against you. Even if he did it, he will do it in a correct, right, natural way. So the first reason is natural, which is trying it for the first time as a green, new, young horse, in leading or even in riding. The second reason is a horse who has it as a bad habit because of your bad training, your bad reaction, your bad style, not the horse himself. So, how can I know if the horse did it for a good reason or a bad reason? Very simple. We just talked about that. If the horse keeps doing it, that means it's not natural anymore, especially when he uses the move against you. If he does the move in a natural, normal way, it's okay. But if he uses the move against me around other stallions and mares, he rears up. When he spooks, he rears up. When he doesn't want to move, he rears up. That means he used the move against me. And when he uses the move against me, that means it becomes a bad thing, not a good thing, a bad thing that happened because of us. So to fix the problem, we need to fix the reason. The reason is us, not the horse. If it's a bad habit in the horse, that means it happened because of us, just like all the other moves that horses do. So you must deal with the horse in the right way while leading him first, then you do it in riding. If I ride the horse and he rears up and I never led the horse before riding him, I could actually lose my balance when he rears up, or he could fall on me or on my body, which means a lot of people will just let go of the rein, give him a loose rein, and hold the neck to avoid pulling the horse more than they should, to avoid falling down, or to avoid making the horse fall down on them, which is a correct thing, much better than using strength. There's no doubt about that. But when the horse thinks or believes and knows that every time he rears up, you give him a loose rein and give him what he wants, that means every single time he wants to force you to give him a loose rein, he will rear up and move up, and you will do what he wants. So he will use that move against you. What you should do is, of course, not use strength. Using strength is even worse than giving him a loose rein. If you use strength before or while or after rearing up, he could actually end up falling down on you, which could kill you or hurt you and hurt the horse. So a loose rein is always better than pulling back, especially when he rears up. But a loose rein is not a real answer for a horse who has a bad habit of rearing up. The answer, just like all the other bad habits or moves that horses do, is controlling the horse's direction. Control his neck, you will control the speed. And when you control the speed, you will control the entire body of the horse. Before, while, and after rearing up, the horse will choose a direction to rear up towards or at. So he wants to rear up left, for example, he will move the back side or the hindquarters to the right and rear up left, or the opposite. He will rear up right and move the hindquarters to the left side. So if you are able to control his neck before, while, and after the rear, in leading or even in riding, in the second or the moment he wanted to rear up like that, imagine that you were able to move the back side to the right side. He was moving the hindquarters, the thigh, to the left side, and his neck is heading to the right direction. Imagine that in the same exact moment or second he wanted to rear up, you were able to make him do this move. He will not be able to rear up because he will lose his balance. And to keep his balance, he will decide not to rear up at the last second or moment. 1 minute. Second, at the last second. So, in a matter of seconds, you can actually convince the horse to change his mind about rearing up, because he will start to know that if I fall down, you might actually fall down. If I lose my balance, you might actually lose your balance. The reason for rearing up is gone. I'm not going to use strength, but again, I'm not going to give you a loose rein while and after and before rearing up. Which means the reason for doing it is gone, and with time, he will stop doing it, especially if there is, let's say, a good reason for not doing it anymore. So there was a bad reason that made him do it. Now that reason is gone, and if you do it, something might happen to you and you don't want it, which is you will lose your balance. So he will stop rearing up for the same exact reason that I don't want him to rear up for. Again, he will stop rearing up for the same exact reason I don't want him to rear up for. I don't want him to rear up because I'm afraid of falling down, losing my balance. Imagine that you are able to do the same thing to the horse and convince him that if he rears up, he will lose his balance, or at least he will lose his balance with me, not just fall down, lose his balance before and while and after rearing up. And that way the horse will start to think, is it worth it to rear up around horses or mares or stallions? Is it worth it to rear up when the rider is totally controlling my direction? Is it worth it to say I don't want to move or give the rider what he wants and rear up, and there is a risk for me to lose my balance and fall down? It's not worth it. I should just give him what he wants, especially that the reason for doing it in the first place is gone. So the solution, the key, the answer in my opinion is in the neck. Control the neck, you control everything in the horse. A lot of people say using strength is about controlling the neck. Giving him a loose rein is about controlling the neck. Yes, but did it control the neck for you? Did using strength control the neck for you? Absolutely not. Did giving him a loose rein control the neck for you, or give you what you want from the neck? Absolutely not. Did controlling the direction absolutely control the neck? Absolutely yes. So if you control the direction for real, to a point that you can move the neck to the opposite side that he wants to move it to or towards, you will control the entire body. The same goes for bucking and bolting and all the other moves that horses do. Before doing it, while doing it, and after doing it, you will see that the horse wants to take a direction with the neck, and the hindquarters, the thigh, the backside will be completely to the opposite side. So he moves the neck left, the backside is moving right. He moves the backside left, he moves the neck right, or he will move the neck right. So if you are able to just switch the neck from the position he wants it to be at to the opposite position, that means you controlled the hindquarters, the thigh, the backside. And if you control the backside at the same exact second he wanted to do that move at, he will not be able to do the move, and if he insisted, he could end up on the ground. He could lose his balance. So you will end up controlling the horse by controlling his, let's say, balance, instead of just controlling his muscles, which is done in the wrong way and will not work in the long term, let's say. And some other good ways of riding try to control his mind, but horses don't use the mind when they are in real tough situations. When a stallion smells another stallion or mare, he will not think, he will just react. When a stallion spooks, he will not think, he will just react. So even controlling the horse's mind is not enough in my opinion, because controlling his balance is something that will, let's say, work and give you the result you want in all situations. Trying to control his mind works when he uses the mind. In real situations, real tests, the horse doesn't use the mind. If you try to control the muscle, you will end up on the ground. He's much faster and stronger than you, and it will not work on the long term. Controlling the balance does and will always work, does work and will always work, because the balance for the horse means his safety, his life. If you are able to control his balance, that means you have his entire life in your pocket. If he loses his balance, and you can actually make him lose his balance whenever you want, that means a lion could come and eat him, a tiger could come and hunt him when he loses that balance. Even the stallion, the leading stallion or the leading mare in the wilderness cannot actually control the balance of other horses. They are able to bolt and run away from him, and he tries to use strength and deal with them with body language. But when you say that your balance is totally attached and connected to my balance, and anything that happens to me could actually happen to you, he will think before acting or before reacting, and this is what you want to do in horsemanship. As I said before, horses react then think. People think then react. When you ride a horse in a correct way, you start reacting without thinking. So he developed your nature, and you make the horse think before reacting, so you developed his nature. He developed the, let's say, balance side or the reaction side. You developed the thinking side of the horse. So you end up developing each other instead of ruining each other's natures. That's my opinion about rearing up. It's about controlling his direction before, while, and after rearing up, and not just giving him a loose rein because it's not a real answer, and not using strength because it does not and will not work at all. Even if it works, sometimes it will not work on the long term. If you keep doing it, the horse will keep getting worse and worse and worse. Now, when I say controlling the direction, it means before rearing up and leading, first then in riding, and while rearing up and after rearing up, just look at the direction of the neck. So if he's planning to rear up like that, and his neck is moving right now, and he wants to move it left and rear up. If the neck is moving to the right side and the hind quarters are moving to the left side, before rearing up, try to collect the rein and move his neck towards the place he wants to rear up to, which means the back side, the hind quarters, will move to the opposite side. So you stopped him from rearing up in the right time. Now, sometimes he will rear up, he will insist, he will be faster than you, but he will get the idea with time. I took 50% of your balance, with time 70%, with time 90%, and with time I will be able to totally stop you at the same exact second you want to rear up. The same goes for rearing up, and when he's up there in leading or in riding, while rearing up, sometimes he will move his nose or the tip of his nose or his neck to the right side while rearing up. Just try to collect the left side and make him rear up like that. He will end up moving down to the ground because he's afraid of falling down. After he reared up and went back to the ground, where is his neck? If it's moving to the right side, move it to the left side or the opposite. So you're controlling the neck just to control the back side. And when you control the back side, you will control the horse's balance and he will not be able to do what he wants. Okay, why shouldn't I move immediately to the back side and control it? How? With a whip or with spurs? All other good ways of riding control the hindquarters with spurs in the legs or with the whip. You cannot use the spurs or the leg or the whip when the horse wants to rear up, because it's about reacting to the horse. Using spurs and using the whip is something you teach the horse for, and with time he will respect it. So when the horse rears up to the right side, you want to whip him with the left side to make him, let's say, fear the whip and move away and not rear up. It makes no sense. He will rear up more. The same goes for the spurs. You use it when the horse understands it. But if you use it as a reaction, it will not work. But the hand reaction keeps happening in all situations. So if you control the back side by controlling the neck, it means you will totally control it. If you try to control it with the equipments and tools, it will work in peaceful situations, let's say. In real situations,